And we're live. And I'm just toggling everything to make sure it's all full screen. Ha! Okay. There we are. Oh, it's been too long. It has been too long. So I'm hoping that my mic is working. And it seems like it should be. Um so yeah. Oh, this is weird getting back to this after so long. um let's see. So, today is the last Sunday of the month, and so that means a specialty stream. Um for this month that would be a jam session. I'm just going to do Blender because that's easy and that's going to be a nice easy way to get back into things, and then probably going to be starting up a Great Ace Attorney next week, as long as I can try to get back on top of streaming regularly. So, I'm going to try. Um, Things have been kind of hectic lately, and there's been a lot of reasons to not stream, and so now I'm just back to it, trying to stream. So, we're back. So the idea for this one is going to be really dumb, and I really love this idea. um, the idea is to make a bunch of different objects and to stack them into a giant tower and see how far we can get. So I will absolutely, if you have an idea for a prompt or an object to put into the tower, feel free to mention it, and I will do what I can. I think I'm going to start out with the materials preview because I want to see things as kind of I color them too. So we'll start out with our default cube here. And I think I'm going to do just kind of a crate, because I think that's a crate place to start. All right. So let's go ahead and we're going to switch to faces, select all, and then I'm going to... Hello? Did I not hit the right thing? Why is the... Oh, yeah, okay. I see what I'm doing. I need individual faces. There we go. Hello! I knew you were going to catch it, so welcome! Hopefully this isn't too bizarre, but this is going to be a weird first stream to catch. Let's see. And then I think I want to extrude those in. And I kind of want to do like weird little subdivisions. And kind of, I am thinking, how do I want to do this? Because I think what I want to do is I want to try to like make like a little wooden plank like indents into it. How do I want to do that though? Let's see here. If we do subdivide, we'll bring this up. I think I can still make that work. So we'll do... That looks about right. Oh, this is gonna be weird. Already I'm doing weird stuff. So I think I can actually just, because I would be doing it that way, I can just subdivide all faces that same way. So we'll do that. We'll up that to 4 cuts. That'll give us sort of 5 planks. And then I want this. And I'm gonna select. Whoops. I missed my Blender practice yesterday, and so it's gonna be an interesting one. I think I kind of want to do like this way, because I think that makes it look nice. Okay, and can I bevel those? I can. We're gonna increase the count there. That should do. Okay, if I... Oh, that's just gonna do that. Okay. That'll do, though. Oh, and I think... Oh, wait. Whoops. I got some on one side, but I didn't get them on the other. We're just gonna undo that so that I can catch them all the same way. I'm awake, I promise. Sleepy Josh. Always sleepy Josh. Okay. But thankfully the bevel does work for what I'm trying to do. Or does it? Hello? Oh. One of the things with Blender is like, which way do I have to go for it to do the thing that I want it to do? And this is very clearly too much. That's maybe not what I'm after. Hang on. I'm gonna bevel a little bit. No, it's okay. That was weird. Oh, maybe I was doing something to trigger it where it was like, oh, this point here, because it was like doing a weird thing where it was like putting them to a point instead of like pushing them up to the edge like I wanted. That'll work. Okay. So I'm going to take those inner lines here. Oh, wait. I'm just going to do like the opposite sides each time. And so that way, like, because I'm just going to scale like these inner lines down across like each axis. And then that way they will have, nope, not that one, this one, and this one. That way they'll have kind of this like uniform look. Oh. It's hard to describe what I'm doing. So I will just do it. There we are. So they have like this nice little uniform look to them, and you can kind of see where like it matches the box. This doesn't warp and distort. And so it looks nice and even. How far did I go? We're going to do 0.98. I'm going to do a consistent number so that I can have that look the same across the board. And then we're just going to do the material, and then... actually, hang on. I've made that mistake too many times to know. When you're selecting stuff, like if you... Like, to select multiples, you'll hold, like, Alt and Shift. And it's very easy to... let's see here. Shift click. Man, I'm having a time remembering things. But it's very easy to hold Alt and Shift while you click on something when it's the first thing, which it will then like still keep everything that you selected with your last thing that you did. So I've made that mistake more than a few times. I mean, no, I've never made that mistake before ever. That's a weird thing. Who would do such a rookie mistake? All right, there we go. So yep, I'm doing that right. Doing the 0.98 for the little indent between the planks here. That makes it so I can just do it consistently, and I just have to scale along the right axis. And there we go. Now we'll just do kind of a slapdash material. There we go. We have our crate. First object. Let's see. What would I don't know why I thought of this earlier, but I'm gonna do it. I had the stupid idea for doing a rake of all things. Like a garden rake. So let's do that. So we're gonna make this a pole, and I'm just gonna have this like standing up. Alright, except I'm probably... Ooh. A rake might not be a good call, because that might take a little bit more. And we'll just go for it. What's the worst that could happen? Okay. That's about as tall as I need. So I'm going to start with just this. We're going to do a loop cut, but we're going to do it all the way down here. I'm going to do another loop cut and just push this forward like that. We're going to size that up a little bit, and then this is going to be kind of like the metal bit that will like connect to the rake. Let's see here. Actually, I want to do another loop cut here, I think. And then we'll do... That'll work. I'm going to do some proportional editing here. So that I can kind of like make this like flatter for where I'll have it connect into like the rake head. So I'm going to scale that along the y-axis. Hang on. Why isn't it showing me where my proportional editing circle is? Is it really that? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. That's why. Why is it? Okay. Scroll up to make it smaller. Okay, sure. Sure. I just made it as huge as I possibly could. Alright, we're going to undo that now that I know where I'm at. And I think I want to do that and then... Oh, and scale along the y-axis. So we're going to do that. I think I'm going to scale along the x-axis and scale that up a little bit. Kind of like give it that more kind of pronounced look of where it's going to connect in. We'll scale back along, oops, the y-axis, and we'll scale that down. Okay. That's fine. That'll work. Okay. How am I going to do a rake, though? Okay. I'm going to do something that I'm not too familiar with. So it is a rake. So like a garden utensil. For like raking up leaves like in a yard and just putting them into a pile. Or it will be as soon as I figure out how I want to do that. So we're going to add a cube to the scene. Woof. That's too big. Okay. So I think, whoops. Oh, I'm smart, I promise. Okay, so I think that's the right width for it, but I'm gonna scale that down to there, I think. Okay, now I think with adding it, that oh, it kind of looks like a little like sledgehammer now. A very tall sledgehammer, but that wouldn't be a bad one. I've done that one before and it's pretty easy. Um, let's see here. I'm gonna move. I can turn proportional editing off. I'm gonna move this forward a little bit. And then let me take. Can I bevel this edge? And will this do what I'm hoping it? Whoa. What the? Oh. I don't think that's gonna work. Right. Because I think it's still like treating the whole object as a whole thing. Also, I'm going to go in here. Hi. Shade smooth, which will make kind of the head of the rake, or the rake in general, just feel a little bit better. And we'll turn on auto smoothing and turn that up a little bit because there's these weird little seams in the shading. Please. Okay, that looks good. Okay. And I want to apply rotation and scale. And then I think that should let me bevel this. Okay. So let's see here. Haha. So I can do that way. Okay. Whoop. Okay, this is a really weird looking rake. We're gonna take this face and we're gonna move this down, and what's the best way to go about this now? Oops. I'm gonna rename these real quick. So we have our crate, and we have our rake. I'm actually gonna put these into like, one of these days I need to figure out if there's a way to set this up as a default. To have like just scene stuff and then just model stuff. So I'm going to take these two and we're going to put those in our models, and then I don't have to worry about scene stuff. Okay. Let's see here. Okay, that's why I wanted to do that. So I'm going to make the crate invisible here so I can work with this. I'm going to scale this along the y-axis a little bit. Just going to make it a little bit like that. I think that'll work. That's a little weird, but this is a very weird rake. And I kind of don't care as long as it'll work. That is going to be the question. That'll work. And then, oh, maybe did I do that? That'll almost work. Okay, is that enough? 18 cuts, that should be right. Okay. I wonder if I can do this way. Oh, except, hang on. I will definitely need to do that for reasons. I wonder. Oh, whoops. I need to be in faces here for what I'm doing. I feel like this is like the most like Josh kind of stream of just like, oh, here's this thing I can do. Let me try to figure this out. Let's see here. Ooh. There has to be a way for this, right? To do like every other selection. Where's my... There we are. Hang on. Because I can do check or deselect. That's not quite what I'm after, though. Is that the only deselect option? Okay, we'll just go with that because I can still work with that. Actually. This is taking longer than I thought this one would. Okay. And we're going to delete those faces. And so now it kind of looks kind of rake-ish, but whatever. This is a weird one. Oh boy, I didn't think this through, did I? Okay. Not terrible. Actually, if I do... Nope. That's just going to fill that back in. So I want to start with those, and I'm just adding... Whoop. No. I'm just adding faces... between the teeth of the rake here. And then I can do a loop select here and add faces to each individual tooth. If I remember where I've put boxes. Okay, there's no box here. There's no face here. Okay. Oh, this one. This is a weird rake. Okay. And I'll turn the crate back on. I am going to go in here and rename this as Darkwood. This, we're going to do 2 materials. So we're going to do one for Lightwood, and we will do kind of a lighter, hopefully a lighter. That looks pretty good. So we'll do a lighter wood for that. And then I'm going to do another material for, we'll just name this metal. And we will do, let me actually get the part of this that I want. Um, oh, that should be in faces. There we go. And we'll even get that little lip there. And then we're going to assign that our metal. And I'm going to make that actually metallic. That is a awful looking rake. It works though. It works. You know it's a rake. And we'll turn down the roughness so we get that kind of nice little shine. I mean, I'm sure it would rake up leaves, and that's the thing that matters here. Okay, and I'm in object mode, so I can just move that down. And we will put that on top of the crate. Like that. Okay. Well, that was an adventure. What else do I want to do? I could do like a beach ball. Let's do a beach ball. So I will start with the UV sphere. That's probably going to be a little big for a beach ball. That looks about right. Okay. Beach ball is one of my favorites to do because I kind of like can wrap my head around this. We will go ahead and do the smooth shading on this now. And we will set that to auto smooth because I'm going to do like little creases. This is going to be a weird one. All right. Let's see here. So I think I'm gonna do that, and we're gonna hide our rake. Oh, why did you put that here? Beach ball. Okay. And we will select those. So I'm gonna go ahead and just make those solid because I'm gonna do weird stuff. How do I want to? Okay. Now, oh wait. Actually, hang on. I can maybe make my life a little bit simple if I do this. Oh, nope, 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 abort. That's a nope. Okay. I've done this one before, and I forget, like, the way that I did it before, but I think I should be able to remember pretty well. So, I think I did... Let's see here. I can actually do it this way. So I think I did every 4, although I don't know if I have... We'll find out. We'll find out. Okay. Yep. So, I can do some weird little like rotation stuff here. Kind of give like this kind of ballooning effect a little bit. So I'm gonna rotate these. Let's see here. I guess I can see like the rotation when it pulls up here. So that is 8 degrees. If we do, is 9 too much? Hello? What about 10? Okay, 10 works for what I think I'm gonna do. And then I want to take these ones, and I'm gonna rotate them back 10 degrees. I think. So we'll rotate -10. There we go. Okay. So now I kind of have like a little bit of weird roundness, and I've got seams that I can kind of make work. And I think I'm even just going to go ahead and just do that now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, kind of like I did with the crate before, I'm going to take these center seams, and I'm going to scale them into the model a little bit, kind of create this little seam. I think that works. I'm going to do some weird stuff with a bevel too, because I can. Oops, wrong thing. This is an interesting challenge. How many objects will I be able to do by the end of the stream? So we are 30 minutes in and I'm on my third. That's not bad. Like a pace of like 15 minutes per object. I normally stream for 2 hours, and I think I'm gonna, since this is the first one back, I think I'm gonna go for kind of a nice cozy 2-hour stream. 3 hours gets a little bit daunting. Alright, so if I bevel and I pull that back, I think the bevel's still doing the where I was doing the full bevel. So we want this to be a little bit more rounded, so we want the shape to kind of be like a nice halfway, maybe. I think that works. How's that looking? Yeah, that'll work. I'm also gonna, because I want to kind of make the sides less like pointy, I'm gonna do a bevel on those as well. So we will bevel those. Okay, that's gonna play weird with that a little bit, but I might play weird with that a little bit. We'll just bevel like that. That'll be fine. So you can kind of see like how this all just kind of looks like that. And then we're going to do a lot of materials. So I think our base material is going to be white plastic. I really just kind of want to like make this like shiny like a beach ball. So we've got that nice little shine to it. Yo, that's good. Alright, and then whoops. That's not what I wanted to do. How do I duplicate this? Hello? Is there a way to duplicate it cleanly? Because I thought... Surely I couldn't just do this, right? Nope. Okay. It's fine. I'll manually create, like, separate ones. Okay. So we're gonna do red plastic. Turn the roughness down. How far did I turn that down here? It's like 0.1, 0.01. So we'll do that for the red too. 0.1. And we'll do a very bright red. And then, whoops, I want to do faces because we're going to apply material. And I think I'm going to leave the seams kind of like they are a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Whoops. So I think I'm going to do like kind of the inner seams like they are and leave those alone. But I'm going to do kind of these little edges that lead into it. And we will assign those red. Yo. This one's coming together. I'm happy about this. Alright, we'll do another new material. We will do this as blue plastic. We will change that roughness to 0.01, and we will change this to a nice vibrant blue, and we will do the same kind of thing. So, whoops. Ah! Undo. Undo is my friend here. Even for like just selecting stuff like, whoops. Blender's weird for how it works. Cause like it has to like interpret like, oh, if you are selecting like this particular loop or this group, like you have to click in a particular spot. So you can see like clicking, if I were to click like closer to the side, it's going to be like, oh, okay, you're doing a loop cut along this way instead of doing, oh, you want it this way. But when you have like smaller things like this, it has some fun times trying to figure that out. Oh, whoops. We're going to select the blue. Oh, hi. That is what? Oh, okay. There's an orange tint when you're selecting stuff. Forget about that. Okay. So I'm going to do 4 colors here. So I think I'm going to do green and yellow as our last 2. So yellow plastic. We'll do the roughness as 0.01. We'll do a nice bright yellow color, and then we will, oops. Select our groups here. And we'll assign that. Okay, and then one last one. Which we'll do green plastic. Okay. Same song and dance, 0.1. We will do nice bright lime green, you know. I feel like that's a good summer color. Whoops. And assign that. There we go. There is our beach ball. We will unhide the rake and position this so precariously on top of the rake. Actually, we can do even a little bit of fun with this, of like just rotating it. So it's just barely balancing on top of the rake. All right. So you mentioned a pencil, and we can do a pencil. So let's go ahead and do a pencil. Thank you. So the beach ball is one that I've done before, and like it's a fun one to kind of like, oh yeah, I remember how I did this. I like that. So I can absolutely do a pencil because that's going to be a pretty easy one. Giant pencil. It's not gonna be. I could do a giant pencil, actually, like one of those like comically large pencils that like you see sometimes. I think I'm gonna balance it length or balance it like on its side instead of like on like the point though. Alright, I think I'm doing that because that sounds fun. So like that's about the right size for that. I don't think I've ever held like one of those like comically large pencils before. I've seen them before, but I've never like actually like held it, and I should the next time I see one. So we're gonna go ahead and rotate that 90 degrees so that we kind of have this kind of like more interesting balancing going on. I am gonna scale that along the y-axis. We're gonna drop that down to here, and I'm gonna start out by copying. Whoops, other way. I'm gonna copy the material to this because I know I'm gonna use the light wood for like the sharpened part of the pencil, and I'm also gonna use metal for the eraser holder part. Oh, I could do some interesting things with bevel. Ooh, this is gonna be cool. I like this idea. Copy material to selected. So we're gonna get kind of a basic wooden pencil. Ooh. Now we'll leave that as is. We'll go ahead and shade smooth here too. And then we're going to auto smooth, but we're going to do this to like, oh, wait. Just this one. We're gonna do auto smooth on that. I almost like messed with the rake settings here. Okay. So, oh, bevel is gonna be my friend in this. I'm gonna start out with a loop cut though. So I'm gonna go to here, and I'm gonna do another loop cut here at the end for where the eraser is gonna be. And I can just go ahead right now and just select this so you can kind of see what I'm gonna look at doing here. That's gonna be kind of where our eraser holder is. I'm gonna extrude that really slightly so it kind of like makes it seem like that's where it connects. And just to make sure, I'm just gonna make sure that all that's assigned as metal. All right, I like this idea. So, because it's always weird how like these are. I'm gonna do even more, I think. And then can I do? If I do select, oh, no, not what I'm after. Okay. Maybe I just do this a little bit different. So I'm going to select these, and I'm going to move these. Actually, can I just do some weird bevel shenanigans here? If I do a bevel, I could do that. I think we're going to do that. That'll work. Oh, whoops. And then that way I can scale back down to select just those. We are going to scale those little bumps up a little bit. Haha! Okay, I'm way too proud of that. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and, just because I'm thinking about it, I'm gonna go ahead and do a material for the eraser. And we'll make this like a... That should work. So we'll sign it that way. Can we get that a little bit more? Nope, not that. Yeah, that looks about right. Okay. And then I'm actually going to turn the roughness up on that one because you're not going to see shininess in an eraser. Now I'm going to do a weird thing of... Oh, except it's not going to... If I do select random... Oh, I can just do select random and then do deselect. Hi. Oh, except I should have done this a little bit differently. So I'm going to select all that, and then I'm going to do select random to deselect. And so that's going to select some random points along here. And what I'm going to do from here is I'm going to bevel those. Oh, can I? Oh. Yeah, I see what's going on. So I'm going to bevel those, but I'm going to like bevel them on the vertice here. Oh, except, hang on. Back up a little bit. We are going to apply rotation and scale. And then that way when I do the beveling, so we're going to do our random deselect again. We're going to bevel. And it's going to think that I'm beveling for the edges first. Ooh. Okay. So if I bevel, oh, that's going to be maybe that, maybe not. Okay, we will do it this way then. So we will do select random to deselect stuff, and then we'll have edges that we can bevel, and we'll just kind of bevel those, except that kind of doesn't work right. I'm just gonna bevel the whole thing, why not? That works. That's a little bit nicer than just what I was trying to do. Oh boy. I had a thought and I don't like my thought because my thought would be just hard to do. Because I was thinking like, oh, like pencils kind of have like that like hexagon shape like to the actual like pencil shaft to them. I am not going to do that. I think I'm going to do another loop cut and put this up here. And then I'm going to select this face. I'm just going to size that down to 0. Actually, not quite 0. Can I... I'm going to size that down to 0.01. No. 0.1. 0.1 works. I'll work with that. And then I'm going to do another loop cut here where I want the graphite to be. And I'm going to go ahead and bevel that just a little bit to kind of make that seem a little bit more gradual. There we go. Okay. I'm going to select this. I'm going to do new material, because if you're going to do a pencil, you have to do like a yellow pencil. Pencil side, that works. And then we will assign that. Let's tune that color a little bit more towards like the orange, kind of. Maybe make it a little bit. There, right there. Okay. Alright, now over here, that I'm going to bevel this so we have kind of this nice little like rounded tip to the pencil. So it's not just kind of like super sharp, that it's actually seen use, because that's kind of what we did with the eraser too. I'm going to switch back to sides and select all that. And then we're going to do a new material for the graphite. And that can just be this nice black. I do kind of want to make that a little bit more shiny to it. Like that. Haha. There we go. There's our pencil. Kind of not too happy about that, but that works. All right. What else do I want to make? Okay. I'm horrible about cleaning up this room, and I have a bunch of soda cans here. So we're just going to do a can. Although I don't think I'm going to do a soda can, because that's going to be a little bit much for like the pull tab for those. So I think I'm going to do just like a can of food. Or I could do a paint can. No, I'm just going to do like a can of food, I think. So we're going to go add. Actually, hang on. I'm going to snap my cursor to active here, so now when I'm adding stuff, it'll add it up higher and I don't have to do this weird, like, where did it go? Okay. About that. Slim it up about like that. And the can's going to be a little bit bigger than a rake, but not by much. So I think that works. We're just going to move that up a little bit. Okay. Oh, I didn't rename this. So this is our pencil. If I type right. And then this is our can. So we're going to go ahead and take those over to the models. And I'm going to click on models and hope that it thinks, oh, you want this to go here. Well, we can do that. Hopefully. So we'll shade smooth here. We'll do the same song and dance of turning on auto normals. Okay. Let's see here. This will work. So I think I'm going to hide our beach ball and our pencil, and I think that should work. I'm going to select our top and bottom, and I'm going to inset the faces a little bit. Like that. I'm going to extrude those in slightly. In. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a series of insets and do some little like shenanigans with trying to make like little rings on the lids here. So we'll do an inset to about there. Do another one to here, and then we're going to scale that along the z-axis to kind of like make this little like dent here. We'll do another inset here. We'll do kind of the same thing of scaling that along the z-axis to kind of put that in back down. do another inset to about there, I think. And we'll do another one to kind of like start this. Scale on z-axis up. Inset to about there. And scale on the z-axis back down. And so now, camera controls. Where's my camera at? So now we have this kind of nice little like ring shape to it. Weirdly, I'm going to, I think, unhide the pencil because I want to use the pencil as a baseline for the can in a weird way, because it'll have the metal and I can make a copy of the pencil shaft and use that to kind of make a label. Let's see here. Some materials. We're going to copy material to selected, and it's going to be a wooden can to start with. But that'll be fine, because we will switch to this, select all, and we'll assign our metal, and we can now see this nice little like rings in the can lid. That's so good. Okay. That works. All right. Now for the actual body of the can. Actually, I'm going to select this. I'm going to inset, and is it still set to like do this individually? It is. So we're going to switch that over to the group. Do that. And then we're actually going to scale, we're going to scale that down a little bit to kind of give this like little ridge. Though I guess that's not really pronounced that well. Let me do a loop cut at the top and bottom here. Hi. Can I have the... Okay, for a second I thought it selected the pencil. I'm like, what is going on here? Okay. I'm confusing myself here a little bit. Okay. So we'll do that. And then if I switch to the faces, we can scale this down along the z-axis, and then we're going to get this nice little like, I don't need it to be like super big, I just need it to be a little bit pronounced, but this little like ridge here. I am going to do another inset just down a little bit, and then I can cheap out and do the pencil side for this. I'm going to extrude that out a little bit. And then we're going to make sure that that's all selected. And we're just going to cheat and use the pencil side as our base. I'm going to split that off to its own thing, and then we're going to make that, I think like a soup can has like a nice good red label to it. So there's our can. All right. This is I'm still kind of caught up in how goofy this idea is of just like, let me just stack everything up as high as we can, and like we'll see how high I can make this little tower. I'm gonna move the pencil a little bit so that it looks more balanced here, and then I think the can I need to move up just a smidge, so we'll move that up just a little bit so it's kind of actually sitting on the pencil. Oh, I had an idea. Okay, there we go. There's our tower so far. Oh my word. I'm having ideas now. Okay. That's not bad so far. So 5 hours in. Woof. 5 objects in our first hour. Oh, I would hope that this would be 5 hours. I don't know that I could handle that. I'm already starting to feel it at the first hour here. Um, okay, this is kind of funny because of the way that I've thought of these objects. So the first object, oh boy, is gonna be a thing. Oh, I didn't want a plane. I want a cube to start with. We're gonna flatten this out. The first object that I'm thinking of is a table. So we'll go ahead and move that up. Let me go ahead and just put that where that's going to be on that can here. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I can do a square table. I am going to take these corners. And I think I'm also going to take, whoops. I think I'm also going to take the, oh, it's not going to do the, it's not going to do the top edge for me. There we go. And I'm going to bevel all of these. Did I say a square table? I meant a round table. Just kidding. And I do want a square table because I think that'll be a little bit easier to work with. Oh, it's not doing the top edge though. Okay, that's fine. We'll do like little rounded corners. Oh, it did do the pot? Okay. I'm confused. I'm just gonna select these to start with. Did I? Whoops. I'm having a time remembering how to like work with Blender. Let's do 5 looks like. 5 segments like that looks like a good little rounded table. Okay. I kind of want the dark wood for this. So we're going to take this and we're going to copy the material to selected. Whoops. Copy material to selected. There we go. So we'll make kind of this nice dark brown table. And we're also going to shade smooth and turn on auto smoothing so that we get kind of that pronounced smoothness on the edges and we don't have this weirdness of like, oh, what is an edge? Okay. So now we will take, oh, hey, it did let me select all that. I'm going to go ahead and bevel the top edge. Oh, right. That's why it was acting weird. So anytime like there's weirdness with how like a model acts when it comes to like scaling or beveling or things like that, you have to make sure that you apply your transforms because it's still acting like it's still the same cube that it was before. And so it's like, well, for the cube that we were working with, this is the right thing. And it's like, no, I need this. So that's why it was doing that. That makes sense. Okay. We'll do that. Nice kind of like rounded look to it. And then, ooh, we get to delve into mirror modifiers. I don't want to be in object mode. I want to be in edit mode because I think that by being in edit mode for this, it keeps like any objects that I put together, which will be very, oh, wait. I might need to do this differently. Well, actually, we're going to try something. So I'm going to see if this is a thing that I can do. We're going to do a cylinder for the legs, and we're going to scale that down. We're just going to make really simple legs, I think. I don't need to make them like ornate or anything like that. Okay. So, what I'm going to do here is I'm first going to apply a modifier to this. And this is going to be the mirror modifier. We're going to base this off of the table. And so I want X and Y. If I did Z, then it's going to like put the leg also there. So I just want X and Y. And now, if I move this along the table, I have 4 legs now. That works pretty well. Oh, let me get over here before I do that. Okay, why? Wait. Oh! So, I did the top-down view here, and I'm thinking, why is the corner, like, not beveled? I beveled the corner. That's the crate down there. Oh, boy. Oh. I'm smart, I promise. Okay. So, these can be a little bit shorter. So instead of scaling these, because I've already positioned them onto the table, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take and move down the legs so that it looks about right for the size of a table. Man, this is a weird whole thing. I'm actually going to move these in a little bit. Just kind of have like the table edge a little bit. Let me get that top-down view again to line these up a little bit. So the one I'm moving here is this one down here, and I need to keep in mind like how I'm moving it because it affects how the others move, but they're all mirrored and it's weird. That works. I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time overthinking it. So I'm going to copy material to selected here. Oh, I didn't shade smooth this. So I'll shade smooth that. Turn on the normals for auto smooth. Okay. So I'm going to do weird stuff here. So the first thing is, I think I'm pretty... Do I want to make the legs stand out a bit more? I'm good. So I'm going to go ahead and apply the modifier. And so now these are all kind of independent objects in a way. But they're all kind of independent from the table. If I... let's see here. Is it... I'm pushing buttons and I don't know what they do. It's Control J to join. Haha! Okay. So now I've joined the legs to the table. And so what that does for me is, let's say that I need to make any changes to the table, or I need to like rotate it. I can move it all as one instead of, moving each independent thing. Okay, now for the other dumb idea that I had. This is gonna be wild. How am I gonna do this? I'm actually gonna scale that table down a smidge, I think, because I need this other object to be bigger. And that is going to be a fridge, of all things. Oh, how am I going to do the handles? This is going to be interesting. what I'm going to do is I'm going to first copy my pencil stuff to the fridge for the materials. I will be changing that. I don't know that a wooden fridge is actually a thing. Alright, so we're going to make this here, and we're going to make this tall. Tall, tall, tall. About that tall, and maybe like a little bit smaller around. That works. Okay. So we're just gonna squarely set that on there. What I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna just assign the pencil side. We're gonna split this off and then rename this to oh, I could rename it on the can too. Whoops. Fridge side. And we're gonna make this kind of this white, I think. I am gonna do something weird with the back of the fridge here. Oh, hang on. So once again, apply the rotation and scale. Okay, now I'm gonna do something interesting with the back of the fridge here. So I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna extrude that inward a little bit. And then I'm going to kind of work with this and split this off onto its own thing. So I'm going to assign that to that, but this is going to be fridge back. Okay. Okay. Let's see here. How am I gonna do this? Because I'm thinking about like having the fridge as like this this two-door fridge. So like you have a freezer on top and then you have like the actual fridge on bottom. So I'm gonna do that. So I'm gonna do a loop cut here. And I want this loop cut for more things, so I'm gonna bevel it. Oh, I can bevel it like that. That actually will help a lot. So we're gonna do that. And I'm gonna scale this. Did I do something wrong here? Why is it acting weird? Okay. Okay, the perspective is like playing tricks on me here. I'm like, is that right? Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, actually, hang on. We're gonna scale that down a little bit. And I think, whoops. Ah! I'm doing all sorts of weird things here. I can move that up to where I want that to be for the freezer. I'm not going to make the doors so that they actually open because that's going to be too much work. That looks about right. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this face and I'm going to move it back here. About like that. Okay. So do a loop cut down on. Oh, it's still treating that like that. Okay. I think I'm just gonna, for a little bit of convenience sake, I'm gonna do this. And then what I can do here is I can take... Oh, I can still probably do this the way that I'm thinking now that I think about it. I can take this and I can still move this back. And I can kind of move it more or less flush with that. Actually, I can... There's a pretty easy way to do that now that I think about it. X. There we go. Actually, we're going to move that back a little bit further. And I'm going to do some weird shenanigans of deleting some faces here. Or maybe not. Actually, I'm going to kind of do this the opposite way, I think. Because I think this is going to work out a little bit better for me if I do it this way. So what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to take these two faces and I'm going to go ahead and extrude these out. Actually, hang on. I've got an idea. So I'm going to extrude these out. Whoops. Extrude them out. Actually, hang on. If I extrude like that, and then I extrude out, or not that far out. And then I extrude out a little bit, extrude again, and I don't do anything, and then I extrude one more time for the actual doors. Okay. Will that have done the thing that I'm hoping it will have done? That is the question. Oops. So I actually want to turn on do I want to turn on? Ooh. We'll try it with this one first. So I'm going to scale to what, like 0.95? Yes! That is what I was after. Okay, cool. We'll scale along the around the x-axis to 0.95. Haha! There we go. Okay. I'm actually going to change the fridge back to fridge black, just so that I don't have to worry about that. I do not want roughness for that. And what I'm going to do is for the gaskets around here, I'm also going to assign those that black. I can actually kind of tone that up a little bit too. And like instead of going just straight black, just make it gray so that it doesn't really like clash. Maybe a little darker. What if I got like the right color of the fields for Blender? Let's see here. That looks good. Okay. Oh, all right. So now that we have the fridge, we actually need a way to open it. So I'm going to do handles on the... Oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to do just square handles. So, because I think that makes the most sense with like the fridge as it is. So let's go ahead and add... I think I want to do kind of similar like I did with the table legs. So I'm going to go back to object mode. I'm actually going to snap my cursor to the active element here so that I'm not moving stuff up, because we were back down at the can, I think. It's going to really help a lot to have this here. This is going to be interesting. So because of the weird shenanigans I'm going to do, because of course, I'm going to add what's called an empty. So there's going to be a purpose for this, and it is going to be so that I can have kind of where I want, that I can have mirrored, I can have the handle mirrored where I want. Actually, I can, instead of just like doing this weird shenanigans to try to like figure out where the empty should be, I can just do this. We're gonna snap the cursor, not to active, to selected. What? Why is it? That's weird. Because I did a loop cut. Okay, whatever. It doesn't matter where the empty is, like in terms of like the forward and back of the fridge. I just want the empty to be where I want it to be. So we're going to snap selection to cursor, and that's going to bring our empty right up to that middle section where the doors are split. Now I can add our cube mesh. I'm gonna bring this forward. X. We're gonna scale this down quite considerably. I'm gonna scale this. Yeah. No. Is it long? I just want... Yeah, that's what I want. Okay. Okay. Whoops. Okay. For sake of like knowing where I'm actually putting this, I'm going to take this, and for a moment I'm going to just assign this to the eraser color so that I can see this a little bit better. I'm not making a pink fridge, I promise. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this up to where I want this to be. I'm actually going to scale this down even a little bit more, and then just have that Right there looks good. Okay, so now, kind of like I did with the table, I can do a mirror modifier, but instead of doing the mirror object as the fridge, and I actually want this to flip along the z-axis. So if I did this to the fridge, oh, did I? I didn't call that a fridge yet. I don't need to worry about renaming this because I'm going to join it to the fridge. So instead of mirroring it to the fridge, like that's going to put the handle way down there, which is not going to work right. But because I've positioned my empty in the right spot, I can mirror it to the empty, and now it's going to be mirrored along where the doors are going to sit. I'm actually going to move these back a little bit. I can make it a pink fridge. I just wanted to do that so that I could actually like tell where I was positioning the handle relative to everything else. With the can here, I'm going to do some weird stuff with the can. So if I remove that from the can, I think that means that the metal will then be the default. This is going to be interesting. I'm going to try this and see if this works. So I'm going to copy material to select it here, and that's going to give, yes, it did. So it gives the handles here that metal look to them. And I am going to go in here to edit the handles. I'm sure like a fridge handle, like, you know, can just float in front of the fridge and it just works normal, right? That would work. Alright, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to do 2 loop cuts here. And then I'm going to take the that middle section, and I'm going to scale that up along the z-axis to about where that looks like kind of a cube. I'm trying to think of how I want to do this. I'm actually going to take this and I'm going to scale this down along the x-axis because I want to do some stuff. Okay. And I think I want to just scale that along the z-axis until I get that to a square here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the top and bottom here, and I'm going to extrude those. I'm going to extrude those back into the fridge. Kind of. I'm going to move that back a little bit so that that kind of looks like that attaches to the fridge. Okay, there we go. Alright. And I'm sorry to disappoint, but I think I'm taking away the pink fridge. Although... Nah, I like having the white fridge here. Alright, so now I'm going to take the handles like I did before. I'm going to apply the modifier, so now I have those as separate things, and then I'm going to take those to the fridge and join those. And so now the fridge has the handles attached. Ta-da-da! There's our fridge. Oh, I know what I'm going to do next. I will freely take suggestions. So if you have any suggestions that you want to do, like, feel free to like throw them in. I'm actually going to save this scene here. So that brought up a dialogue here. So I'm going to figure out where I want to save this as. So give me a moment to figure that out. And I want to save this because I want to show off like some of the other models that I've made. So we're going to do... What did I call this again? I forget what I... Tower of Stuff is what this is called. So I'm going to go ahead and save the Blender file. And then I can go... let's see here. Do I have it? Balance. So this immediately is busy. But I've made all these things. You can see kind of the haphazard, like, here, let me just rename all of this, and then all of a sudden I just didn't even bother to like actually rename stuff. But like, I like this one because it's this like, here's all these different objects and trying to imply that motion. But what I really wanted to do is I just wanted to make a drum. So you can see kind of the weirdness that I've done before. This may or may not have inspired the we don't need to say that. That may or may not have inspired the Tower of Stuff. So a barrel is going to be fairly easy to do. So we'll do a cylinder. We're going to raise that up. Oh, our fridge is probably a little bit off balance. I'm going to move this back a little bit, but not back too far because it needs to balance on the table. That works. Okay. So we're going to move you up a little bit. Oh, and that's also why, because we couldn't get the empty to play nice. I'm going to snap cursor to active. There. Okay. That zoom out to see like our tower. I love that I started out with like these things that like really shouldn't be at like the bottom of this tower, but they're still here. All right, I want the can of all things. This is fun. I enjoy this. Oh, whoops, not the table. I want the can, and then I'm gonna take and copy the material to selected so we get that metallic look to this. I'm also gonna do our shade smooth here and then do the auto smooth for the normals. Okay. Oh, I have thoughts on what to do with this one. We'll get there. We'll get there. So I'm gonna scale this up a little bit. Okay, I think that's about the right size. Okay, and I'm gonna... I'll leave the empty there. I don't really need the empty anymore now that I've like done all the stuff with the fridge. I can go ahead and hide it still. Alright, so now we're going to do a drum here, like an oil drum. I think that's about where I want that to be, so in case I need to do some weird... Whoops. What did I do? Oh, I undid the selection. So in case that's gonna have any weird stuff that'll happen, I'm gonna go ahead and apply that now. Let's see here. I'm gonna take the top and bottom, and I think I'm gonna extrude those out. Actually, I'm gonna do kind of like I did with the fridge and extrude those once to kind of get like this fake edge, and then I'm gonna extrude those out once again, and then that way I kind of get like this free reign to be able to do what I want with like these two loops. Whoops. Nope. There we go. These two loops. So I can scale these out and like, what? What the? That's not what that's supposed to do. Okay. We'll just do this way. Okay, I don't know what it was doing there. That was weird. All right. So we'll do that, and we'll get kind of like the ridge for the lids here. Oh, I probably could have just done this a little bit smarter. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do another inset on the top here. I'm going to extrude that into the drum just a little bit. And then I'm going to do... let's see here. I think I want to do this way. So I'm going to do another inset. And I think that's all I'm going to need for the bottom, because I want to do the top a little bit differently. Why not make a wake-up call for the next item? I could do an alarm clock. That wouldn't be a bad one. So let me extrude this. Maybe not that pronounced. Did I extrude it? I didn't extrude that. Okay, I undid the extrude. So I'm going to extrude this up a little bit. And I think I'm going to leave it like... No, I'm going to do a slight little inset. I'm actually going to move that down just a little bit. So that it kind of like feels like it's this lid. But then I'm going to do something really weird. So I'm going to do an inset. And I'm going to make it this tiny little circle. But what I'm going to do with that circle is I'm going to move it... I'm going to do along the y-axis. I'm going to move it up to here. So what I'm going to do with this is this little inset that I've done, this circle here, I'm going to extrude this up, and this is going to be like kind of that little like hole where like instead of like taking off this whole lid, like you can just like take off this little like cap here and like fill up this oil drum. So I'm going to do another inset here. I'm going to extrude a little bit down, just a little. Okay. And then I think I'm actually even going to scale that down a little bit. Haha! Well, I'm happy with that. That looks really good. Okay. I'm okay with this. All right. And then, so this is another one that I've done before, so I kind of have an idea of how I want to do this. Except I need to do math now. So I want 3 segments, and I want 4 sections, and I think I want 5 parts to each section. So I think I need 19 loop cuts. So I'm just going to do a bunch, and then I can change this over to 19. Let's see here. So I think that should be right. So now I want to select this. Boy. So I think from there, 5 from there. Whoops. So I want a space of 4 each, right? Yeah, okay. So that'll work. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scale these up. Yeah, I can do this. Okay, so I'm going to do individual origins. Because these are all grouped together, it should treat these as their own groupings. And so if I scale up along the z-axis, that should make these sections more pronounced. And it does. And then I want to scale these in slightly. Like that. And so now I'm getting kind of those like ridges on the actual oil drum itself. And then if I go back to just this, I can do kind of the same thing, scale these up even more, and then scale those in. It's full to bursting. No. No. We'll scale those in even more. We want that a little bit slight because we want the oil drum to still feel like it's like capable of holding stuff. That works. Because it's an oil drum, like you're probably going to see this in like a shipyard or something like that. I'm actually going to dull down the roughness a little bit. I am going to bump up that metallic look to it. All right, there we are. Oh, except that's clipping into the fridge here. So we will, here, let's do this. Move that up. Okay. There we go. All right. I'm actually going to I'm gonna snap the cursor to oh, is that still playing weird because I'm doing that? Median point. Did I do that again? Okay, that's fine. We will put it there. Oh, how am I gonna do this? This is gonna be interesting. So I'm gonna do an alarm clock because I like that idea, and I've done a few big objects now to kind of like make our tower of stuff tall. Let's do another small object, or I could do like a big giant wall clock. I wish I had like one of those like big fancy giant wall clocks that you just put on a wall and it's like a meter in like diameter. Like those look so cool. I kind of want one of those, but I'm not going to do that. Instead, I'm going to do an alarm clock. So we're going to do a cube. This does not need to be a big alarm clock. I could do like a cube alarm clock. I actually have one of those. Let's see here. We're like so like zoomed out. I don't even know where the camera is. Okay. We'll move that back along the y-axis. Let's move that down so we're just sitting that on the drum. Hang on. I still want to scale this. So, I think... Nope. Yeah, that'll work. We'll do something like that. That should work. Okay. And then now we can set that on the drum here. Okay. Do I have a good thing to work with this? Or should I just do... I can just do new materials for this. That won't be too terrible. Because I'm going to do black plastic. And obviously we're going to just make that. We can do black, and then it doesn't need to be like... We can turn down the roughness a little bit, and that'll work. I'm going to do some weird things with the display stuff. Let's see here. What do I want to do now? I think we can go ahead and work on this, and I think I'm going to make this the display. Oh. Once again, how many times am I forgetting this? We're going to go back to object mode, apply rotation and scale, and now we can make the display actually work. So I'm going to do an inset. I'm going to do some weird stuff here. So I'm going to Let me just undo and redo things to make sure that I know where I'm at. So I'm going to extrude that into the clock a little bit. Oh, this is going to be interesting. I'm going to do another inset. I really need to see the clock for this. Almost reminds me of a microwave, which would not be a bad idea. Okay. There. Okay. So we'll do that, and then we will extrude this out again. And I think if I bevel that edge, we're gonna bump up the bevel a little bit. Okay, I think I can do that. And I'm actually going to do a new material for this. And it's also going to be black, but I'm going to do a screen for this. So we're going to go ahead and assign this bright alarm clock. But we're going to turn the roughness way down. Oh, and I will need to do shade smooth for this. And we will turn on the auto normals. There we go. Oh, that is a bright. It's so bright that you can see like the I think that you have like this kind of out of my element a little bit, but you have like different scenes that like you can have reflected in the lighting. So if I did like this is a street light, and you can see kind of like how that's reflected into it. Which one was I on? There's no room big enough for this. I'm just messing around now. That's the one we were on. Not that it really matters. I don't know where you would see like a tower this tall. So the thing I'm gonna do is gonna be really weird. And I hope that this will work. How am I gonna do this? Whoops, not F3. I just want 3. Did I not select 3? There we go. Okay. That can work. So actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with doing a loop cut like this. And then I think I'm going to do another loop cut like this, I think. And then I'm going to select this one. Wait. I'm going to select this one. And I'm going to scale this along the x-axis. So because I'm scaling something where it doesn't like really change anything, like it's not going to have this weird effect to it, which works really well for me because this is going to be a weird one how I go about this. How am I going to go about this? That's the question. Let's see here. So I think what I'm going to do... Uh-oh. I'm actually going to do proportional editing when I scale this down, because I want this to affect the rest of the screen and try to balance that out. I think that'll work. I think that looks pretty even. Okay, this is going to be weird. Right, so I'm going to select all 10 of these faces, and I'm going to do an inset, but I'm going to do it across the individual origins. And I kind of want, oh boy, actually, ooh, that actually works better. We're gonna undo this because I need to figure out how I'm gonna do this. Oh boy, this is weird, because that actually would have worked well. So like, for what it was doing. So kind of to demonstrate, like if I did this and I did this, and then I take these four, I take these four, and I do like I was trying to, of doing a, hello? There we go. I do that inset. You'll notice that if I take like these two, it has that nice little kind of bevel like you see on an LCD clock, which is kind of what I'm going for. How do I do that cleanly is going to be the question. All right. So let's see here. I think I'm actually going to do an inset to start. And then I think I want loop cuts wherever I would have those lines. I think. Okay. This is going to be weird. So I'm going to treat it like it would be a 24-hour clock, but I'm not actually going to use it as a 24-hour clock. I'll give people options. Let's see. So for each number then across, I would want 2, and then I want one more for the colon between the two numbers. So that's 9 loop cuts. We'll just do that. But where those will be is going to be different. Because that's going to be the edge. That's going to be our the first edge of the number, the second edge of the number, first edge of the second number, second edge of the second number. It's going to be where our wait. Did I do that right? I have no clue. I'm kind of losing myself in this. I don't know if I did that right. Okay. We'll find out. We have the numbers that we'll get to worry about. So we're gonna scale those along the x-axis. Oh no, that's gonna be okay. I can't do that way. All right. I can do some weird like shenanigans here, I think. Or actually, let's I can do this a smarter way, I think. If I scale these down along the x-axis. Whoops. We want individual origins for that. Okay, I think that works. Okay. Ooh. This is going to be a tricky one. All right. This doesn't look quite right. Whoops. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two I'm going to do some weird like shenanigans for how I'm coloring this. So just so I know kind of like the regions that I'm looking at, because you can see like these regions aren't all equal, which is kind of a problem for me. So I'm going to do just a new material. We'll call it test, and then we'll go ahead and assign it to these. And that will help us to know kind of what we're doing here. So I'm going to take these two loops, and I want these to kind of like even out those numbers. Because it looks like right now, these two are right where they want to be, or right where they should be. Oh, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I'm gonna go back a little bit because I need to think about this. So we're just gonna undo a bunch of stuff. Oh, we can't undo a bunch of stuff. Okay, well, we are here then. We'll redo what we did, and we'll see what we can get from there. Oh, I'm dumb. These we will undo a little bit. Because these four should be our numbers. So we actually want to scale these up along the x-axis. There we go. Okay. Well, that was an adventure trying to figure that out. I promise, this will work now. So like these four, you can think of it as these four are where our numbers are going to be. And then just right here, like I'll be able to make the dots. I don't like for the colon between the two. I'm not too worried about that. So now, we need basically something like this. We're going to need to scale that along the z-axis here. And then that is going to be... That's weird. That's weird. I don't know why it... Oh, whatever. That'll work. Okay. So now... if I take everything here and actually select the faces here, okay, and we can do median point. I don't think that's going to change things here. And if I do that, I think that'll work. I think I can work with that. So you can think of it as our numbers are going to be around here. And so now we have these. And like I said with the semicolons, those will be much easier to work with. Oh, I know how to do this. Okay. Look, it's 8888. So this will work. Thankfully, somehow. Okay, so what I'm going to do from here is going to be a little bit weird. I'm going to select groups of 2, like for each little pip. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to make those one individual face. And I want to do those because I want to kind of do a little bit of a segmenting here. Actually, hang on. I'm going to make my life a little bit easier on me. Whoop, too far. I'm confused. I've just confused myself here. All right. I'm gonna make life a little bit easier because, like, staring at this black screen here and trying to figure out, oh, where does this thing actually go, is a challenge. Now, someone smarter would absolutely be able to figure out a way to, like, rig this up to, like, an actual, like, clock. I am not that smart. Okay. So what I'm going to do is kind of like I was doing before. Let me escape from that. I'm going to create new material, and we're just going to... Actually, I can just start with this. So we'll go ahead and assign that. And then we can do kind of like the bright neon green look to it. Okay, so that'll work. Now that I kind of have this frame of reference here, what I can do is I can make these each an individual face. I wonder if there's a way to select something by material, because that would be really useful here. Whoops. And so by, like, making each one its own face, that is going to let me do some more inset shenanigans. That's going to be a challenge, though. I'm going to do something weird here to kind of fix this before this becomes a problem. So I'm going to bevel the indice here, or the vertice. And I'm just going to bevel it once, and we're going to tune that. Oh, it's like all or nothing, huh? Okay, maybe I do need to then. That works. And then that also kind of gives me a nice little look at, like, what it's going to do some weird stuff. Okay, there we go. That will fix these. These two, I can switch back to individual origins, and I can just scale these two along the z-axis. I'm actually going to just scrunch them up and then we're going to do the median point on these. We're going to scale those back up. That was like 1.5. So we'll and then we'll do the same here. Haha. Okay. So now we have our dots. Have I done? I'm not done with this. I just saw those and I knew that was going to be a problem, so I wanted to like get that before that actually became a problem. Okay. Absolutely worth doing this to know how to do this. Okay. I wonder, can I? Okay. So I don't think I can, but that's fine because I can just click these individually. So now that I've done that, what I can do, because I like the little like separation between the segments. I don't know what you'd actually call that. This is one of the just great things about 3D modeling is you start to ask questions of like, what is that actually called? Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to inset individual faces again. And, So I have a plan. I'm going to momentarily assign these as screen. Then I'm going to inset the faces a little bit to get that nice little like digital segmentation. And then these I can assign to that. And voila! We have a clock. And I'm going to, just because I can. Let's see here. It is right now. Oh, right. I need to figure out that. For me, it is 1811. Yeah. Yeah, it's 1811. Didn't you know? There we go. It is 10:11 right now. Oh. It's now 10:12. It's good enough. And so, now we have our tower of stuff. Let's see here. Is there a way that I can like scroll? I'm trying to see if like I can scroll like smoothly down without having to do this. This is so goofy. Oh, and the alarm clock's the wrong way from the fridge. We'll just go with it. There is the Tower of Stuff. What a goofy stream. All right. That was fun. That was really fun. So, there we go. That is our Tower of Stuff. That was fun. So, that really I like this kind of stream because that like really like tests, okay, like don't just focus on like this one object for like this hour or so. Focus on like these little piecemeal things of like, okay, how would I do this? And how would I do this like quickly. So it doesn't always have to be like something like so well done and drawn out. Like if I really wanted to do, say, for like the pencil, like I could have made this more. I could have made this kind of hexagonal instead of like just kind of like completely like round. And then you could also do some fun stuff with like where like your sharpener would only like catch certain edges of that kind of shape. So there's a lot of like ways to build on each of these individually. We're we're gonna hide the one that I'm like least proud of. um, but I really like this because like this is like a good way to like just be able to practice a little bit more, and also a good way to kind of like show off of like, look what I can do. You know me, like any time that like I can showboat, like even just a little bit, I like to showboat a little bit. We'll bring the rake back. The weird rake that uh that's still so goofy looking for a rake. But yeah, so that has been a pretty good stream. I'm pretty happy with that. So that, like, I was worried about getting back into streaming. You know about things that have happened, and things that I kind of worry about, with streaming for certain reasons. That feels really cryptic, and maybe you don't even know what I'm talking about. um, you can like we can chat after about what exactly I mean. Um, but yeah, like I'm pretty happy with this. This was a good way to get back into streaming. Oh, next week's going to be an interesting one. Getting back into, so next week we will get back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Left off on a cliffhanger there a long time ago. I think what happened was we were in a courtroom, and all of a sudden smoke started filling the courtroom. It seemed like an explosion happened, and that was where I ended the stream. All the way back in way too long to figure out when that was. So yeah, we will be getting back to that and continuing that. And then I think you know this, and this is one that like I've really wanted to do for a while, and I've kind of been putting off for as long as I've wanted to do it. But I think the specialty stream for next month will be a showcase stream, and I'm gonna showcase Sky because that game is lovely and it's so good, and I'm just gonna do kind of the story stuff, and that'll be a fun one. So that will be the next showcase stream. Oh, also I realized that is my hang on. Is my bot not working? So normally like I have a night bot that is supposed to remind everyone of things. The slacker. So let me get that pulled up here, because I'm going to go ahead and force a command it should do. Okay, so that's what it should be sending like every now and then, but it didn't. And from there, we're going to do that. So there's a link to the archive channel in case you're not going to be able to make it to any of the streams I'll be doing. They will be uploaded there. I do them here locally Tuesday at midnight is when I have that set up to upload those. In case I ever do get into streaming full time, or streaming professionally, I mean, that might be a thing that I need to worry about, and so I've I just do that so that I have that at least 24-hour delay of when it gets posted to YouTube, in case somewhere down the road I do want to get into streaming professionally. But for right now, I'm okay with this just being this nice, chill experience, and I'm a-okay with that. But with that, that has been our stream, and I will be back next week with more great Ace Attorney Chronicles, and I will have to warm up my voice for that. It's been a while, but this was a good one to get back to. But with that, I will catch you next week on stream, and have a good one. Bye!